Hello everybody, welcome to Equals and Alternatives, episode 14. I'm your host, Mike Vacanti, and today we are reviewing Bare Naked Granola, banana flavored, here from New York City. There's a snow day, so I'm one of the only people in this office right now, which is kind of nice. But let's do it, let's talk about this. Granola is something that I think many consider healthy. So put it on yogurt, put it in cereal or whatever, which is actually equal calorically and very close in macronutrients to 24 of these. Like, I mean, they're bite-sized, but 24 pieces of Snickers, which is a lot. That's not even 24. Let's jump right in here because there's a lot here to cover today. I want to talk about the fake health effect, which I'm going to try to more clearly define as a situation where someone who is not counting their macronutrients makes a decision and thinks in their mind that it's good. Whatever that means for their perceived goals, they think that it's good. If they think that this is healthy and they eat a cup of this with their yogurt and their breakfast, later in the day they are not going to do anything to compensate. They're not going to behave better for eating this. Whereas if they had 24 pieces of Snickers for breakfast and they were trying to, X person, say Jane is a 150-pound, 5'4" woman who's trying to lose body fat, look, feel better, and she, it's Christmas morning and she's sitting around with her kids and has 24 of these. Later in the day, she is going to, assuming no holiday parties, whatever, she's going to do her best, I really want to eat these, to compensate for that behavior. When in reality, this is the same thing. For the purpose of weight gain, weight loss, this is the exact same thing. So the fake health effect is something that matters for people who don't count their macros when eating foods that are marketed as healthy, okay? So that matters here. I gave it 10% relevance. Let's bang through these 1%. Overeating. A lot of people, there have been a lot of studies trying to figure out what foods make us overeat, which ones don't. Some say high protein and fiber will help keep you full, which I believe. But there have actually been studies that show we overeat not based on carbs or sugars or anything like that, but based on what we enjoy, okay? And the reason I gave this 1%, even though after having these again, I obviously have had these before, and I tried this before the episode. The Snickers are quite a bit better, but they're close. Like, I have binge ate granola before in my life. I've eaten like 1,000 or 1,200 calories worth of granola, maybe poured milk on it. But if taste is comparable, you're susceptible to overeat on both of them. Which is why I gave it 1%. Like, there isn't a huge difference. If this tasted terrible and this tasted really good, then the overeat effect would be higher. You with me? Fat type, all right? Saturated, unsaturated, trans fat. Neither of these products have any trans fat, which most don't in this day and age. Saturated fat, in the 24 pieces, we have 10.5 grams of saturated fat versus 8 grams of saturated fat here. So, although this says nuts, walnuts, almonds, and you would think that it is very dense with unsaturated fats, it's not. It's mostly granola with little pieces of nuts. Like, a very small percentage of these calories actually come from nuts. And most of the fat, I would imagine, is the canola oil that is coated on the granola to help make it taste better. So fat type, not super important, pretty comparable between this healthy food and Snickers. Micronutrients, neither have them. Vitamins, minerals, non-existent in either product to any degree that's going to benefit anyone. Price, super comparable. I want to say $6 at Whole Foods, $4.49 or $4.99 at Morton Williams. Like, they don't have this at Morton Williams. They don't have this at I actually asked the Whole Foods girl. I was like, do you guys have normal candy, like not organic candy, but like Snickers? And she kind of laughed, smirked at me like I was some, I don't know. I got like a very nose in the air vibe from her for asking that question. I was like, come on, just shooting a show, leave me alone. Sugar, I'm giving 3%. I'm not going to dive into the complexities of sugar right now because I have a long-form blog post on the subject, but it's worth noting that there are 20 grams of sugar here versus a lot more than that. 63 grams of sugar over here for these respective calories, okay? So there's obviously more sugar here. All else equal, it's better to eat less sugar, yes. But does that mean we should eliminate sugar, or that we can't eat sugar, or that we can't make progress while eating sugar? No, absolutely not. And I'll get into this in the post. Hopefully in the next 10 to 12 days I'll have it published on my site. But there are so many factors that influence how much sugar makes sense for each individual, all right? So stay tuned on that. I still think it matters a little bit, maybe 2.5% to be honest. 84% energy and macros, right? Count your macros, you're going to make progress, you're going to lose body fat, increase lean body mass, whatever your goal is, that's how you do it. Look better, feel better, just be awesome. Alternative, Big Colossal 100, which is actually, you guys know I don't like protein bars, but this is my favorite protein bar, and there's a few reasons. It's good on training days, high carb here, so we're gonna have room for it on training days, assuming we can keep fat low enough. 14 is a little higher than I'd like this. I'd prefer it closer to 10, but it tastes outstanding. I'm actually not gonna eat it right now, but I know that it tastes really good. Super Cookie Crunch is the flavor on this Metrics Big 100 Colossal Bar. Additionally, micronutrients. We're getting a third of our vitamin A, a third of our vitamin C. We go down here, vitamin E, riboflavin, niacin, all of these things, folic acid. We're getting a decent amount of vitamins and minerals, which is always a good thing. And there aren't sugar alcohols in this bar like there are in some other bars, right? There's just sugar, which is why it tastes good, which is why it fits our training day, but no sugar alcohols. So if you have digestive issues or you get bloated when you have too many sugar alcohols, that's not an issue with this bar. Bang, good alternative. All right, that's it. Question of the day. I just want to say, tell me a snow day story, but that was the question of the day on Ask Gary Vee show yesterday. What's your favorite caffeine source? And do you drink caffeine? I usually have water. I was feeling a little down this afternoon. I want to get wired up. 0-calorie Monster is what I'm drinking right now, which I will have from time to time, even if the artificial sweeteners knock me down from 89 to 88 expected life total. All right, guys, your body's still counting macros, even if you're not.